Hello world, what's up guys? This is Dave Van Auken on the Fight Bananas podcast. Oh my goodness, there's only one song that you can have for Philly Fresh. We're talking about with Phil Rowe, guys, coming on back on the Fight Bananas podcast. Guys, we've had him on over a year ago. He was about to fight Biggie Rhodes at the Dean Tool Promotions show. What a weekend that was for Phil Rowe and just for all of us there that was connected to that Dean Tool Promotions show. But guys, what a year for Phil Rowe. Dana White Contender Series, a baby girl on the way, BumpBoxx, selling hats, his debut, just so much going on. Guys, we are about to go bananas with my main man, Phil Rowe.
This might be all right. I whistled for a cab, and when it came...
He's back on the Fight Bananas podcast. My man, it's been like over a year almost, that Dean Tool Promotion show. Phil Rowe, my man, how are you doing?
Chilling, man. I'm amongst the land of the living. I can't complain.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. I'm just going to kind of start there. There's so much. Some of the interviews I do, my man, like I got like 3, 4, 5 things I definitely got to hit on. For you, I have 14 notes. But I'm just going to go off script and I have to start here. The Corona effect, a lot of bad has came from it, and it has. But if you know me, Phil, I'm a full half glass guy. You have been a light at the end of the tunnel. Your social media game, your Facebook game, the Darren Till challenge, 60-second challenge. You're selling the hats, you in the garage, the BumpBoxx, all of it, man. We're loving it. I appreciate you giving us the content every day on Facebook. My man, like, how are you getting by in this hard time, to be real?
I try to be as stoic as possible. I've found a guy named Marcus Aurelius. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but he's a famous philosopher, and he's a stoic guy. And pretty much, in a nutshell, he's things he talks about is pretty much all you can control is
right.
He says, what can you control? And control, you can control yourself. You can control yourself. You can control how you treat others. Maybe if you have a young baby, you can control things that they do. But for the most part, we don't really have much control of anything. So why worry yourself? Why get yourself worked up over things you can't control? And I think 95% of people out there work themselves up and put added stress onto themselves on things they have zero control over. Right. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be cognizant and real conscious of what's going on in the world, of course, but don't let it affect you more than it has to. There's nothing we can possibly do about the whole coronavirus and the shutdown and so on and so forth, and fights being canceled. Everyone hits me up, man, Phil, you had your debut, but they canceled it. It sucks. Okay, I guess, what am I going to do? Nothing. I can just wait around until the fights get going again, and then once they get going again, I'll be ready to fight. But everybody's going to shut down now,
right?
And all you can do is all you can do.
You're saying it right, my man. I agree with you. I think one thing I picked up that you said that was really funny was you can control the kids. And one, you got the girl on the way, man. So happy for you. Congratulations to you and your wife. Me, 2 boys, and then we had the twin girls. My one dad advice is I don't control nothing, my man. Like, they got Disney Plus on. They tell me what to eat and how to eat. All I do is read, kid books and watch Disney Plus. That's all I do as a dad now. So it's kind of funny you said that, but let's kind of hit that on a moment. How do you think when your daughter's born? Hey, maybe around your birthday, right? In that time, what do you think? Do you know how she's going to affect your life in a positive way? Not in we're not going to bring any negative to it at all. they're hard. It's worth every single penny, the time and all that. It's just great. But, like, what do you think your daughter's going to do to you physically and make you that much more mentally stronger to keep going for your goals like you are today?
Honestly, I won't know until she gets there.
Right.
But once again, I won't be the cliche guy that says, man, once my kid comes, man, I'm going to have all this added, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know because I've never had a kid before. But I know I am naturally a driven guy. I'm a naturally disciplined guy. And I know I will always be that way. So when she gets there, nothing's going to change. I'm going to, as in my mindset, I'm always going to be driven. I'm always going to be disciplined. I'm always going to attack what I want wholeheartedly and try my best to be a stand-up human being,
Right.
Try my best to be Christ-like. Of course, things change, when you have a kid, of course. I've never had one, but I'm sure my day-to-day will change,
Right.
I'm sure I'll learn and grow and love her and grow to love her each and every day, I'm sure. But I don't know because she's not here. So I'm not going to just say I feel a certain type of way just to say it. I'm not going to, I don't know. But I do know my parents instilled good things in me,
Yes, sir. Yep.
My dad instilled great things in me, and I'm sure once my daughter's here, those things will come to light, and I'll be able to show the same love my parents showed me to my daughter, I'm sure.
Right. I liked how you said the most Jamaican man I know. About your dad.
Yeah, period. Not even close.
I love it. Okay, so then my next thing I was going to go to, and there's two avenues I'm going to take it, right? Yourself and Impa Kasanganay. Phil, I talk to so many fighters. I literally on the daily now. It's been an awesome run that we've had with Fight Bananas and everything, working with Dean Toole and everything of that nature. And almost everyone I talk to about Impa Kasanganay has so much reserve and respect, and everyone says he's the the nicest guy in MMA, and everyone loves him, right? And I know that you love Impa. And then with you, everyone just has this really positive, fun, just like they people are kind of connected to you. There's like some magnetism to you, with Dustin Poirier wearing the hat, and that's just one guy, we saw on Facebook, but so many. We saw you shipping them out to so many. I got my blue and orange hopefully in the mail.
For sure.
Is that something that you work at? Is it just who you are as a person, your magnetism, you're creative, you're fun? Does that just come out and the fighters just attract to it? Like so many fighters on so many different camps, they like you. They love talking to you and talking about you in a good way, Here's
what I've learned. I've learned that you do not surprise the world. You don't have to be an asshole to people. You can be a stand-up human being. You don't have to have beef and animosity towards people. You're gonna run into those people in your life anyway. Why go out your way to attract more? By being a negative human being. We compete. We're athletes. We fight, but we don't need to be tough guys. We don't need to have hatred towards each other. We all have the same common goal. We're trying to make money. We're trying to provide for ourselves and our families. No need to be jerks. I hear it all the time. I'm going to war. No, you're not. You're in a 15-minute MMA match. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to lose. Someone's going to die. It's not war. You choose to get in the cage and fight, But how I live my life day to day, I just try my best to inspire and motivate others. I try my best to live Christ-like. I try. I fall short, of course, every day, like everyone does, but I genuinely, sincerely try to live in a righteous way, to the best of my ability, And, man, honestly, like you said, I don't know. I really don't know why people gravitate to me. And my friend says it all the time, man. He's like, Phil, man, you can talk to anybody, and I told him one thing. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I told him one thing. When I was in West Virginia, I obtained a job working in oil and gas, a job that I was not qualified for. The job title was well logging engineer. I was working on sites where they drill for natural gas. And it blew my mind. It blew a lot of my friends' minds that I was able to obtain that job. And I hear it all the time. People say, it's who you know. It's who you know. It's who you know. It's who you know. And I'm sure it is who you know,
Sure.
But I told my buddy, a good friend of mine, Jermaine Fagan, I said, Jermaine, it's not who you know. It's who you can get to want you around. A lot of people know Dana White. A lot of people know the Fertitta brothers, or a lot of people know Donald Trump, I'm sure if Donald Trump wants you around, that puts you in a good light. That puts you in a good position. I'm sure if Dana White wants you around, that puts you in a good position. Why I told him it's not about who you know. When I first moved to West Virginia, I didn't know anybody besides my girlfriend. I knew no one. So I didn't have any connections there, All I did was I was myself, and I was good to people, genuinely good to people, and good things happened to me. But, man, like I said, I've been through my journey, and sometimes I even sit back and I say, Phil, how does this happen? How do you end up in the room with these people? How are you training with this guy? How are you in this guy's corner? How does this happen? I'm like, nah, maybe that's just the luck of the draw. But I'm like, no, this is continually happening to me in my life. I'm like, no, I must be doing something right. Sometimes, man, Phil, how did you get here? You don't belong. I'm like, nah, I guess I'm doing something right. I went to the PI, and I'm not gonna say who this guy was. I don't need to, but I'm just trying to, on the topic we're on. So I went to the PI, and I saw a guy, a very elite level fighter, world-class guy, champion. And everyone was kind of like, oh, my gosh, it's so-and-so. So I'm hanging out. I seen a guy hitting the bag, and I'm just genuine. I have no agenda. I'm just myself, man. That's it. So I was talking to a buddy that I was standing with him. He was kicking the bag. Then someone said, this guy is an elite level striker, one of the best. I said, hey, man, would you like to spar? And everyone's looking like, yo, you heard what he said? I'm like, yeah, if that's the guy, we're going to spar. I'm no tough guy, but this is what I do for a living. If he's that good, I will grow from this, I'm sure he's not going to try to kill me. So I got in there spar with him. Then after, his buddy, the champion, one of the best guys that we've seen fight, I said, hey, man, what's up? Good to see you, man. No, I didn't say that. He was working out in the boxing area, and I said something to him, a little random joke. I said, what's good, man? Good to see you, champ. I said, like what you're doing. He goes, hey, man, what's your name? He goes, you're probably the contender, right? He goes, Philly, right? Yeah, man. Good. Yeah, I saw you, man. I'm just like, for a second, and I didn't think nothing of it. I shook his hand, whatever. Dapped him up, went about my day. Didn't ask him for a picture, nothing crazy, just talking to him. Then I left. And then I'm like, holy moly, he don't follow me. I'm like, that's crazy.
Right.
This is the pinnacle of what I do. The pinnacle. This is the best. And he knew who I was. And I'm not saying that to boost myself up. I'm like, damn, so you must be doing something right. You must be, I don't know, And then that, like I said, that made me feel a little better about myself. And that made me man, maybe I'm doing the right thing. Maybe I'm being who I'm aspiring to be like. Maybe I am omitting some Christ-like things. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's great, man. It really is. And was that guy in the middleweight division?
I don't know, man. I'm not here to.
Right. It's all good, brother. It's so funny. I hear it continuously, and it just kind of comes up randomly through conversations, through direct messages or on the podcast, or I talk to people, after the podcast ends, and we talk off air a little bit, between him and I or her and I, and just your name, literally comes up every third conversation, and it's and they just have it's a glowing, this reserve they have for you, and it's like, man, yeah, Phil Rowe, Flagler, Fusion XL, I always talk. Remember we went to Orange Beach? It was Island Fights, and we went out afterwards, and we're like, all we did was talk. We talked about basketball, and I was like, yeah, that's Phil Rowe. He's just, driving around with Cole Miller.
Word. Shout out to Cole Miller. Love that guy.
Yeah, man. So two things, and then we'll get into a couple fighting things here at the end. For one, every social media sponsor ad, I see John Jones dancing to this box in the background that plays music, and it's a BumpBoxx. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I remember at, another plug, I guess, for Island Fights. We were at Island Fights. You weren't even fighting, Phil, and I think it was maybe Lucas was fighting up there, Lucas Alexander. And remember you came in and you sparred Devin Cushion a year ago, 18 months ago, whatever it was, and you brought in your BumpBoxx before it was cool to have the BumpBoxx. You know what I mean? And
you're damn right.
right? And it's everywhere now. It's every single same thing, like fighters and, Instagram models and everything like of that nature has the BumpBoxx. I'm like, guys, I'm not trying to be that guy, but that's a Phil Rowe thing. That's a Phil Rowe.
Hey man, as long as you know. But look, I'll say one thing. So shout out to BumpBoxx. BumpBoxx sponsors me now. Finally, they are literally my favorite company on planet Earth. No exaggeration. Their customer service is the best. The owner's amazing. Trey the Truth and those guys are absolutely phenomenal. So here's the thing about BumpBoxx. They never sponsored me originally. I just saw it one day, 2016. I saw the BumpBoxx. I showed my now wife with it. Baby, you have to buy me this. Period. And she bought it for me. And for my birthday.
That's a keeper.
Every single day, I carried it with me, no matter where I went. No agenda, not looking for anything. I purchased it. I genuinely love the product, and I just posted about it. So, finally, I reached out to them, and I go, hey, man, I showed them receipts of people buying BumpBoxxes. I said, hey, man, I've sold 3 of these things this week. And I said, just let you know, man, I love your product, and people are wanting to buy. I said, man, if you could throw me a discount code or something, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, just because. I bought the most expensive one, the Uprock B1S, $1,000. I said, hey, man, just shoot me a discount code just so I can feel cool when I post it. You guys don't got to give me nothing. You don't got to give me nothing for a discount code. Just throw it to me so I can feel better about myself.
Right.
So they gave me a discount code, Philly Fresh. I was on cloud 9. And next thing you know, people started buying it, of course. And I'm not going to call fighters out, but numerous fighters in my DM asked me about it. Hey, man, you got a code for me, man? Hey, man, you can give me... Look, but here's what Phil does. Say no more, I got you. Say no more, say no more, say no more. Always, nothing but love. Of course, I got you. So, I asked, fast forward, they're sponsoring me. I asked Abe, I said, look, man, a lot of people didn't even think I would get to UFC, but I'm like, yo, man.
Abe Cowell, First Round Management, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Abe. I said, we have to get me approved to walk out with the BumpBoxx. He said, fight, I don't think so, but waves, I can make it happen. We will say, easy. So, Abe got that done. I just haven't made that walk yet.
Right. Wow.
So fast forward, quick. I'll be. The owner for BumpBoxx hits me up. He goes, "Hey Phil, I'm gonna be in Vegas March 4th through 8th. Are you gonna be there? I'll take you to dinner. I have a meeting with Dana White in the UFC." I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So, I wasn't there. Obviously, he had a meeting with. That day, Joe Rogan posted about the BumpBoxx. Game over.
Yep.
He's a platform in itself. Everyone was going ham. Now all the fighters want it. Next thing you know, Dana posts about it, giving away BumpBoxx. Boom. Now Frankie, everybody's holding BumpBoxx. And I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't bitter, but I'm like, yo, I was the guy. You know what I mean? But nobody knows that. Like, so my guy from BumpBoxx said, Phil, when I meet with Dana, I'm gonna let him know that you were the first fighter out that was rocking with me, and blah 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 blah. So then he told me, hey, so I met with Dana, and I told him, look, Philly Fresh was the first guy with it. He was the first guy pushing us, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, cool, man, that's it. As long as they show me love like that. Now, everybody and their mom in the UFC knows about the BumpBoxx. They want one. And as long as they put in code Philly Fresh, I'm happy they're buying them.
There you go, man. They got to give you like that 3% stock. You know, like in Shark Tank, it's like they're fighting for 3 or 5%. You got to get a little piece of the company, you know, a little piece of the pie.
Once I make the walk with the BumpBoxx,
it's over.
And they seem, dude, once Get Jiggy With It comes on, I come out the tunnel, cool cucumber, diddy bopping, Harlem shaking, always. They're going to love me, I know it. They're going to love me.
Can't wait, man. I've seen that walk a couple of times. So excited. Last little plug for you. Hey, man, if you want to go for 3 hours tonight, we will. If we got to go to bed, we'll cut it early. But another spot I want to hit you on real quick. Going worldwide. These things are not done at all. I think these got legs all year long. I'm talking about that Philly Fresh, the Phil Rowe hat. How did you come up with the idea? How did this an idea to fruition? The hats are on fire right now. Every MMA fighter, promoter, you got people across the country wearing the Phil Rowe hat. So how did you make this happen?
So when I won the Contender Series, I got a little buzz via Instagram, and I got a bunch of random fans. I guess I got fans now. Whatever. Started hitting me up in my DMs, and a guy named, I forget his first name. It's not good. Oh my gosh, what's his first name? His name. Let me check him up. Oh my gosh, Phil, this is embarrassing. So my boy, oh man. Anyway, his Instagram is Upside Forever. So he messaged me. He said, "Hey man, I want to make you a logo." And I'm like, "Okay, knock yourself out." So this dude just starts hitting me up and just starts sending me mock logos. And the first one he made was, it was like my eyes. No, excuse me. It's from my forehead up. So it was just like my hairline and my hair, my flat top, cartoon. And then it said Philly Fresh. It was kind of cool, but I said, "Hey, look, man, I want to put this on a hat, on shirts." So he said, all right, cool. So he comes up with the PR. And I said, fuck, man, that is absolutely perfect. Philip Rowe, boom, let's put Philly Fresh across the back arc. I said, I want to make hats. That's it. So he's the guy, didn't ask me for nothing. Friggin' came up with my logo. Sadly enough, randomly, how about this? A week ago, my buddy hits me up. And he says, Phil, check this out. He said, what looks weird on this page? This is a mainstream musician, megastar record label. And I was like, my logo on the bottom right corner. I said, no. He goes, so I'm like, man, did the guy that made my logo copy this? The guy, I don't want to say his name, but his name, he literally has the same logo as me. A little different, tiny bit different. We can, if it ever got to that, which I doubt it will because I'm not nobody. You know what I mean? But I hit up my boy. I said, dude, do you think this guy? He goes, dude, I've never seen that logo. And I believe him because it's so ironic. Like, my name is Philip Rowe. You see my logo is clearly a P and an R. This guy's name, it's his initial, but it's such a stretch for the logo and for the initial. It's such a stretch. It's like, no. You know what I mean? Like, you could... You know, it doesn't even, but he's had his since 2016 apparently, but my guy, I believe him, he's like, dude, I literally sent you 100 different, he goes, we could make something else. He's like, I've never seen this. And I'm like, it looks so similar, but if anything, we could tweak it or something, but it's crazy. But he came up with it, and I knew I wanted to make hats, and nothing I do, obviously, is going to be whack, you know what I mean? Everything I do is going to be fresh and be Phil. So I came up, I had the weathered look, and I'm like, yo, what's something everyone's gonna rock? And I rock these hats now anyway.
Right.
So I know culturally, these hats are kind of in the urban community. Obviously, the white American guy is gonna wear his hat, you know what I mean, like the cap or the little dad hat type hat that most people wear, you know. And the urban community, you know, the brothers, the Spanish dudes, you know what I mean? Like now these are kind of popular too. So I just figured this unanimously, and yeah, now everyone's been ranting and raving about it, man. I've been coming up with different colorways, sending them out to people, and it's getting my brand and my name out there.
Right. And you nailed it. That's where I was going to kind of take it at the end there, Phil. This is, literally dads, white, doesn't matter, black, Spanish, Mexican,
exactly.
Girls. A lot of girls wear them. I think I think Bryn had one, right? That's a hot hat for girls. Like it's a unisex hat. It's the color combinations that I would assume you picked or whoever picked are just all on fire. You know, you got the Kobe one. Like I said, I got the blue and orange. I'm a Knicks guy. I'm a New York Knicks guy. So I saw that one. It was just like I think it's gonna be big. Like this is just the beginning of it. Very happy for you, my man. Just very happy for all the success that's coming your way.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay, and gosh, we haven't even brought up fighting at all, but hey, it is what it is. You mentioned Joe Rogan, and I brought this up a couple times, and I would love your take on it because I know how culturally and with trends and everything, I love your opinion and takes on it. Angela Hill, badass fighter. She's like the female version of Cowboy Cerrone. She's fought 6 times the last 18 months. Won 4 out of her last 5, I think. She's on a hot run. She's on fire, right? A really badass fighter. You know who I'm talking about, Angie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So a lot of buzz, doing good inside the cage, but then probably 3 weeks ago, Phil, maybe a month, she was on the Joe Rogan show. And her name blew up. I talked to her agent, David Arvello, for Sucker Punch, and, she's getting all these opportunities, and her name is blown up, and I'm like, and I talked to David Arvello about it, her agent, and my question, kind of the topic I want to get to is, why do you think that podcasts, what I do, and when I talk to, and of course Rogan is something I will strive for, right? Why do you think podcast is so vital and so hot and so important to the mixed martial arts community? I can't put my finger on it. I don't know why, but for some reason, over football or baseball or basketball, podcasts are it's crucial to MMA.
Yeah, I mean, one, because it's not as mainstream yet as regular sports. Regular sports as in, regular sports, because you don't play MMA, you play baseball, you play basketball,
right?
You play football. So it's not as mainstream yet. So people don't really know about MMA as much as other sports yet. So, and also, once you go out, and there's nothing as real as a mixed martial arts, So once you are aware and watching people fight, you're intrigued by them,
Ooh, okay.
So then
you
see someone on television that you're intrigued by, you obviously want to learn more about them, So, but no, man, nothing as real as fighting, man. I think in about 20 years from now, it's not now, but MMA is unanimously going to be just the biggest sport on earth.
Wow. I love it. Okay, I got 3 last things for you, mostly about fighting. We finally got here. It's been a hell of a show. Follow my main man, Philly Fresh UFC, on the IG. First of all, everyone knows, I don't even want to get into it, the 0-2, the wins in a row, the Dana White Contender Series. We all know that story. What I'm interested in, my kind of question or where I want to take it is, where do you want to be? What's your 2020 goals for UFC? Is it you just want 1 win? Do you want to get in there 3 times? It seemed like Dana White made that real clear. Hey, guys, we're getting everyone in there 3 times after this coronavirus is over. What's kind of your mentality going forward? You're here. The process was hard. The process was callous. There you go. That's why I get paid the big bucks. But you're here now in the UFC. What's your 2020 goals?
Short term, man, I just want to win my debut. I want to win my debut against Cole Williams. I want to beat up Cole Williams, win my debut, and then and go from there. But I know once I win that debut, one fight, that's all it's going to take. One fight, and people are going to know who I am, and then I'll be on the radar.
Right.
And honestly, I'll just keep it there now. I just want to win my UFC debut against Cole Williams, and that's it.
Okay. Hey, that's probably the right answer. You probably nailed it. Two left. One is I just had Dean Thomas on the show a couple of days ago. It was awesome. He did break the news on our podcast, that he's leaving ATT, doing his own thing, kind of, almost the Jerry Maguire, the Ari Gold from Entourage moment, wants to kind of do less with less people, but do more. It was cool. It was a really great talk. And where I'm going with this is Dean Thomas, I love his mastermind, what he did inside the cage and what he does to his fighters, how he helps them, how he coaches them. I think it's actually an underrated trait in MMA. Where I'm taking this is to Julian Williams. I think Julian Williams can be the 2020s of Dean Thomas. I think going forward, Julian Williams with his mind, I can see Julian Williams, commentating or doing stuff, in the media. I think Julian Williams can build up, be in your corner, be in guys he's already been with, Jacare and Mike and all that other stuff. There's a couple guys I'm going to name in my next question that are on the way up there. Are you with me? Do you agree? Is this a bad take? I think Julian Williams is the 2020 versions of Dean Thomas.
No, for sure. For sure.
I
think I'm helping getting him more notoriety, and I'm going to continue. You know what I mean? The bigger the platform I get, the bigger the platform you'll get.
Right.
I feel like he deserves more than he has in the fight game, at least. I feel like he is truly the best 170 in the world. I feel like at his age right now, he can compete with Kamaru Usman. I truly believe it. I've seen him compete against some of you guys' favorite fighters and absolutely embarrass them. And I've even almost seen him on autopilot, and I got to pull him aside like, yo, man, smash this motherfucker, man. Fuck this dude. And he's, so, man, I've seen it firsthand. So
right.
They know, he knows. He's not me. Because, if I did that, I just whooped Francis Ngannou's ass. You know what I mean? I'm posting it. But he doesn't do that, and there's something to say about a humble guy like that. But I just want him to get what he's earned, man. He's on an 11-fight win streak. He's 12-1. One of the best records in the world. But I just feel like I'm a product of his coaching, Everybody knows I came from 0-2 to the biggest show in the world, and I'm not half the fighter he is. So I just feel like this year, with all his fighters coming up more and more, and now when you watch the commentary, they see Julian Williams, Fusion Excel. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just think if he keeps doing what he's doing and we keep winning, it's just all up from here.
Up to the top, I hear you. Last, and kind of this went with probably the big topic of the whole show. We talked about how people gravitate to you and, they like being with you and all that stuff. One thing I've noticed about you, and there's two guys I'm really going to hit on right here, Bubba and Val Woodburn, Bubba Sheffield. I always see you elevate them too. Both of them are tremendous fighters, both pros. Now Val just won his debut, Combat Night Duval. Bubba, I believe, is 4-0. Probably Dana White Contender Series bound this summer, I would believe. I just see I feel like you work really hard. This is just from an outsider in, and tell me if I'm dead wrong or right. I feel like you definitely put in the time to try to elevate them too and work with them, even through social media or even just in the gym yourself. I hear some things there that happen at Fusion. It just seems like you're trying to elevate people around you as much as yourself. And am I, Val Woodburn and Bubba, two rising studs in the fight game?
Shout out to Jacob Bubba Sheffield. He's the most winningest wrestler to ever come out of Maryland. Wrestled 4 years at West Virginia University, captain of their team. 9-0 overall, pro and amateur. Hasn't lost a round of fighting. Amazing elite level fighter. 5-0, 2020, you'll see him in the UFC. Shout out Val Woodburn, 2-0 pro, Jamaican rude boy, cut from a different cloth, man. That guy is an absolute machine. His technical prowess, I would say, scale of 1 to 10, is a 3. And that's how scary he is. He's getting better every day. He's brand new to the sport. And I have no problem saying that because he still can absolutely annihilate people. He still would beat 85ers in the UFC now. Imagine what that kid's going to be like in 2 years. So,
Right.
Those guys are my teammates. They're my boys. And I want to see them right where I'm at or above me. Here's one thing real quick for anyone listening. I don't know if you got the viewers like Joe Rogan. He's at like 6 million or something like that a podcast. So
a little bit less.
We're up there
Yeah, a little bit less.
But,
a little bit less.
A little bit less. All right. Well, whoever's listening, especially in the MMA world, I see this all the time. Fighters, right? Fighters, me. MMA is a selfish sport. It's about me. I hear people say all the time. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't care what you believe in. You believe in karma, you believe in this, you believe in that. I don't throw religion down anyone's throat, but I'm a God-fearing man. And I believe in Christ wholeheartedly, and he tells me you can't expect to be blessed if you don't bless others. You can't expect to be great if you don't want great things from others. You can't expect good things to happen to you if you don't want good things to happen to others. So if you walk around with that mentality and me, yeah, you may get ahead, but you will always be your own demise. I know that. That's a fact. You know what I mean? I know that. I've seen guys in the calendar year get signed and dropped in the calendar year by the UFC. And being in the UFC, it doesn't mean it's not the end all. It doesn't mean I've seen guys, like I said, get violently knocked out 3 times in a row and get cut. So even if you are out there, me fighters, it's all about you, right? You selfish fact. So even if it is, the best way to ensure that you stay where you are is to uplift and bring people up around you. Because no matter what, your time's going to come. No matter what, you will have your day. You know what I mean? You're not unbeatable. The sun's going to set on your career. So in a selfish way, right? If you're a selfish guy, I'm not. But if you want it all for yourself, the best way to ensure that is to bring everyone else around you. So say if you're climbing a mountain that no one's ever climbed, you get to the top of that mountain and then you figure out a way to bring 10 of your friends there. For a reason, you get kicked off. Now you got 10 of your closest homies on top of that mountain. You're going to figure out a way to get you back there. But if you lie, cheat, steal your way to the top, once you get there, let's see how long you stay there. Once you do fall off, now you have no means and no way to get back up there again. First you're going to lie, cheat, steal your way back up there, but it doesn't last long, Look at any of those old school drug dealers, movies about Frank Lucas and all those guys. But yeah, you can get ahead, you'll make some money, but it's always going to be your demise. So the best way to ensure that you're going to be on top is why not bring some people with you? Why not when you get to a little platform, shout your friend out, hey, I train one of the baddest welterweights in the world. His name is John Anderson. John Anderson, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you lose 2 fights in a row. John Anderson's there now. You know what he's doing? Hey, man, my friend Phil Rowe, man, look, I know he was here. It will come back to you full circle. You know?
Right.
Be a good person. That's what it comes down to. It's not all about you. Help people, inspire people, motivate people. And if you're just genuinely a good person, people are going to want to do genuinely good things for you. And I see so many fighters, man, come and go. I see so many fighters make it to the top, shit on people when they get there. Me. Next thing you know, they're at their local gym teaching classes. They're head of department at lumber. They're head of lumber at Lowe's. World-class fighters. I'm not calling anyone out. Shout out to anyone that work at Lowe's. I'm just,
right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Be a good person. Be a good person. Genuinely want to see other people do well. Genuinely invest in people. Genuinely help other people out. And trust me, you're not going to miss out on anything. You're not going to miss out on any blessings. You're not going to, you know what I mean? Like, you'll get your shot too, you know, and some. And I'm a testament to it, you know. The second I remotely get me, you know, think about me only, you know, I don't see good things happening, you know, around me.
Right.
But the second that I'm investing in people, you know, the second that I'm being Christ-like, you know, doing on others as I want them to do to me, good things happen to me, you know. So, very simple. You want good things to happen to you, do good things to other people. And even if it's coming from a selfish place, just be a nice guy, you know. Maybe something good will happen to you in return.
No, absolutely, man. Words of Wisdom by Phil Rowe. Absolutely, man. It just makes sense. If everyone thought like that, right? If the whole world thought like that, especially the MMA community, it would be a lot more positive and a lot more camaraderie. You know how it is, man. I don't have to tell you, you've been around forever. All the backstabbing and all the he said, she said stuff, and the promoters back then.
For what?
I know, right? It's crazy, man. It shouldn't. It's
for what?
And like you said, it's wasted energy and stress when fighters or people outside, they should be worried about other stuff. They should be, trying to train better or roll more or, you know what I mean, or be with their family more or whatever, help their kids out, whatever the case may be. I'm with you 100%, man. Phil Rowe, hopefully making that debut very soon. Hey, life happens. April 11th, it wasn't meant to be. Like you said, maybe it was a higher power. They wanted a different date. Maybe they wanted you in Vegas. Whatever the case may be, we'll see. When that date happens, we'll be there. We're super excited for you, Phil. And, man, appreciate you coming back on the show. You know that you're always welcome. We always appreciate your time. And any last words from you?
Hey, no, man. Them soon find out.
Say that again, Phil?
I said, them soon find out.
There you go. My man, Phil Rowe, brother. Have a great night. Be blessed, all right?
All right, my man.
Rowe was such a long time ago. It was last summer. We were getting together for the Dean Tool Promotion show, him versus Biggie Rhodes. What a great night that was. Showtime Pettis, Georgie Masvidal, Charles Rosa was in the building. We just had him on the show. Guys, what a absolute massive week. And I'm just going to kind of really rely on what Phil Rowe just said. We are so grateful and thankful for what we just had this week. A lot of things are tied up. Everyone's been busy. The whole world is a little bit sideways right now. We are still trying to continue to bring new and exciting content to everyone listening and subscribing for the first day to now. We appreciate all you guys. Dean Thomas, Charles Rosa, the Bare Knuckle Beast Jim Allers, and now UFC's budding superstar Phil Rowe, all this week on the Fight Bananas podcast. And it's just 1 week. 1 week. No one in the mixed martial art community for podcasts is just dropping out this much content in 1 week. And we do it week after week after week. A couple months ago, we had Glover Teixeira, Curtis Blades, and Christy Martin all in 1 week. We just keep on blowing out content, and the numbers are showing it. We appreciate you guys giving it back right to us. Everything is free. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, it's going to cost you free. And then, guys, go to Philly Rowe, Philly Fresh UFC on the IG, and check out those hats. You're going to see me in that blue and orange really, really soon. Give Phil a follow if you haven't already. Get a BumpBoxx, get that code. Get a Philly Rowe hat. Get just come on. Pay it back, pay it forward. I'm just pumped. That was one of the best ones right there. Phil Rowe on the Fight Bananas podcast. Guys, I'm Dave Van Auken. Have a great day, night. Everyone, continued success to everyone out there. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, and stay blessed. Have a good one.